Well, I have to tell you that it's been a nightmare. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Everything has been different. Starting with the fact that our scientific and research community is in a complete disarray. People are concerned, preoccupied about what is happening. People are having difficulties in going to the cath labs and doing cases. So everything is being different. I mean, adapting to a new platform, a new style, doing, for example, live cases with all the limitations that cath labs right now, have. Asking investigators to put together, late-breaking clinical trials in the middle of a crisis is been challenging for everyone. So that's why, we have to be very, grateful to, our team, faculty, friends, colleagues, hospitals, and everyone that is being part of this massive endeavor. So it has been honestly more challenging to really run a digital meeting of this kind than actually running the in-person meeting.
The one thing I'll say to add to Juan is first, thanks to everybody who's contributed to make this become a reality. But to use his analogy, it has been a nightmare. But the good thing about nightmares is you wake up in the morning and it was just a nightmare, and
Exactly
things are
right.
fine and they're going to work. And so we're super enthusiastic and excited. We've had to make a lot of adjustments to the program, but we've done them thoughtfully. And fortunately, we have an amazing team, and Juan has really led the way with this to be able to implement a meeting that we think will be meaningful for everybody.
Look, that is an excellent question because when we started planning this meeting, we thought, what is the philosophy of the meeting? What do we want to, present to the audience and to the public? And when people go to TCT, they already are familiar with the tracks and the way that we put a meeting together. And one of the things that we didn't want to lose is our identity in terms of what people are familiar with. So what you're going to find is actually a meeting that is familiar to the people that go to TCT. And the most important thing is we were actually looking for simplicity. Just to go to a platform that is easy to navigate, easy to go in, to go out, easy to browse channels, easy to find information. Because at the end of the day, that's what is really important, is content, access to content, and actually make it easier. So if you actually look at the meeting per se, we have actually 3 tracks that are very familiar to people. We have main arena, in which late-breaking clinical trials and live cases are going to happen. We have what we call the Work Connect, in which we put all the regions together to talk about controversial topics, which are the regular sessions that we have at TCT. And we have innovation and training in another channel that is actually a very popular channel as well, as long as other actually sessions that we have all together. But if you actually look at the program, maintains the philosophy of the in-person meeting.
Among the late-breaking trials that we're most excited about at TCT include on the first day several studies looking at vulnerable plaque and vulnerable plaque imaging, how that may be or may not be associated with adverse outcomes. There are additional structural heart disease trials that are very important as well. There'll be a couple looks at embolic protection for TAVR and also data on the MitraClip. On the coronary side, there's going to be a hotly anticipated registry study of the shockwave lithotripsy device. In addition, other drug-eluting stent trials, and in fact, a trial looking at a coded non-drug-eluting stent with only 2 weeks of dual antiplatelet therapy. And then on the endovascular side, trials looking at the efficacy of drug-eluting technologies and their efficacy in the both femoral popliteal as well as infrapopliteal space.
Yeah, one of the beautiful things about this program, is that allows you to do what typically you could not really do in an in-person meeting. I mean, if you look at the channels, if you're interested in science and research, you're going to be able to go and watch late-breaking clinical trials on demand if you missed it, the live broadcasting. If you're interested in technique, procedures, you can go to the e-training sessions. And going to be a whole bunch of dedicated, niche, beautiful, specific application type of sessions that you can actually go and watch as well. And if you're also part of industry, you can go to the innovation and the town hall meeting FDA town hall meeting in which very relevant aspects of innovation and regulatory aspects of our field will be discussed as well. So it's a very diverse meeting in which you can actually browse and pick and choose whatever you want to do.
In trying to truncate the program for TCT, we had to say, what do we want to preserve and what are things that we'll defer for the live meeting for next year? I think what Juan and the team have really tried to do, and all of us together, is to make topics germane for current clinical practice, but also to really cherish the training features of the meeting that so many interventionalists have come to rely upon.